Good evening, everyone. I will call the meeting to order. This meeting is held in Roselle Park Middle School Auditorium. It is an open session of the Roselle Park Board of Education held under the Open Public Meetings Act of the State of New Jersey. Notice of this meeting was sent to the Star Ledger, the local sources, the Home News Tribune, the Borough Clerk, school offices, and the district website. Roll call, please.
President Holmes.
Here.
Vice President.
Here.
Paul Diamante. Here. Mark Fernandez.
Here.
Nixon Fonte.
Here.
Dr. Kirk. Jennifer McCarr.
Here.
Angela Ortiz. Constance McDowell.
Here.
We have a quorum. Please rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This meeting is a budget workshop. So at this time, I will turn it over to the Chair of the Finance Committee, Sue.
Welcome and good evening to our audience. Tonight, we're going to be introduced to our annual budget presentation. Behind us will be the viewing of the PowerPoint presentation, and I will turn the microphone over now to Mr. James.
The interim business administrator. Last Thursday, the state, Governor Murphy announced the state aid numbers. So what we have here is it's actually a preliminary budget, and the preliminary budget will be introduced next Tuesday. From that point on, we'll have plenty of time to change it if the board so desires to do so. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, you got it. Is that on? Okay, you got it, Lauren. All right, good. Yep. Good. Yep. Good. Members of our Board of Ed. Good. The strategic plan of the district is teaching and learning, student support, professional development, and safe and secure learning environment. That's been the staple of the district for a couple of years now. The workshop, we're going to discuss expenditures, revenues, and tax levy information, and I'll be glad to answer any questions if anybody has them. Okay. Go ahead again. The changes in the expenditures, as most of you know, would become from salaries and health benefits. What the board has also done is we've increased our capital expenditures. Special ed tuitions are also going up. And the contribution to the preschool budget, I have a question mark there because I have not got the information yet. I'll be getting that next week. It should be pretty similar to that number. So, but the primary increases, as usual, would be salary benefits. Okay. Okay, good. Now we'll discuss the revenues, and this is important. Go ahead. What we have from year to year, the board has decided to go up 1% in the general fund taxes. That accounts to, it's about $224,000. Partially offsetting that will be a decrease in our debt service taxes. The debt service went down about $19,000, hence an increase of $200,000 or a 0.89% increase in your local tax levy. The key for our revenues is state sources are going up over $2 million, and the governor has given Roselle Park over $2 million in equalization aid, which will really benefit the budget. In addition to that, the other increase and other sources is the budget. The audit has generated excess surplus, and by law, that surplus gets put back in the next year's budget. And as a result, we do not have to put any reserves into the budget, and we should have great flexibility in this budget as far as improving the grounds and keeping all our programs as good as they are now, and maybe even improving them. This is just a record of the taxes from year to year, how it's gone up. And as you see, it's gone up 0.89% this year. Okay. And the tentative budget will be next week, next Tuesday. And that is really preliminary. The board is still in discussions as to where the money will be appropriated, and there'll be any changes to the tax levy and capital. So these numbers just came out Thursday, and I just wanted to give a brief synopsis of what I think the key thing here is what the taxes would be with a 1% general fund increase. And if anybody has any questions, I'll be glad to answer them. Anybody? Board members? The question was, since we got the question, I'm sorry. Okay. The question was, since we got an increase in equalization aid, was it necessary to go up 1% on the tax levy? By law, the board can go up 2% without any questions. The board dropped it to 1%. I think the decision by the finance committee was really to look at our capital expenditures. There's a lot of money in our capital budget for improvement of the schools, boilers, painting, HVAC, and it could be very expensive. So I think that was the reason. The 1% equals a little over $200,000.
Can I mention, in the past, there's been 0% increases that caused us to later on look at the budget. So I think the 1% is correct.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just making a statement. I'm just saying the 1%, even though we're getting this increase, the 1% still makes sense in terms of, keeping those capital reserves where they are.
As a BA, the reason I always go to 2% is because when you go lower than 2%, you always lose those dollars forever. You can't get them back. The district is in a very good financial position. The board decided to drop it to 1%. Any other board questions? Anything from the public that I can answer? Next Tuesday, we'll be, again, we'll be presenting more information before the final budget. So, okay. Anybody have any questions from the public? You can get in touch with my office anytime. I'll answer any question you have. Thank you.
Before we do that, we'll ask anybody in the public if they want to come up and ask the question. So if anybody in the public, will open up the public portion on any suggestions or any comments that you might have. I know this is a short one, but this is only like we said, a budget workshop. So with that, you'll get more detail next week on this particular, because we have to vote on this preliminary budget going to the county, and that is done next week. And then we have to get it to the county. Then it comes back, okaying it, and then we would have a complete vote on the budget itself for next year. I just want to say that the finance committee, and again, I kind of repeating what we've said in here about the 1%. We've gone in past years, we've gone to 0, we've gone to 2. We've gone, if I remember last year, it was 0.75, I think it was. And as Mr. Fernandez mentioned, that we have old buildings. We really need the money to maintain our buildings. Our children deserve it. If we don't use some of this money to do that, we're not going to have the buildings these children deserve to have. So again, I think if I can mention that on a assessed values, I'll just give you what we figured out. It's roughly on I'll go to the highest to the lowest. on a $300,000 house, a home assessed at $300,000, it comes out to about $52.45 for the year. Okay, so that's what it comes out to. It was $104 and something if we went to the 2%. And then it goes down, and I think it was it $69 or something like that at 2%? So it would go down to about $33 or something like that as a house assessed at 200,000. So again, we tried to, the committee tried to be fair. We did get some money. We didn't want to hit anybody. We know taxes are somewhat high in Roselle Park. So we wanted to do it, but we still have to maintain our buildings, and they're quite old. So we appreciate you coming tonight. And if there's nobody that has to ask a question, I'll ask for a motion to, our next meeting is Tuesday, March 22nd at 7 p.m. here in the middle school. I was afraid to say 7 p.m. because I don't know if it's going to start at whatever, but it'll be posted on the website of when it's out, executive we go into, but the open session will be at 7 p.m. here. So if there's nobody else out there in the audience that has any questions, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is over. Thank you and have a good night. Get home safe.